So welcome everybody to our customer appreciation night tonight. We're going to do some draws. We're drawing $200 tonight. So we'll do two $50 draws and a $100 draw. I'm so grateful you decided to spend a little bit of time to us, even if it was just a favor for a friend. I appreciate your time. I know it's evening and there are multiple other things you could be doing. My name is Michelle. A little bit about me. I grew up in a small town. I'm a huge skeptic. I said no to this product for at least a year. And I have a science background. So I have a science degree and an education degree. I taught high school science for a few years until I went on mat leave with my kids. And now I do this full time. So just by nature, I'm a skeptic. And I just did not believe that I needed to eat fruits and vegetables in a capsule to be healthier. But when I first found this product, my son Lincoln was struggling with tonsil infections so frequently. We would end up in the hospital every 2 months, you guys, like bronchitis, pneumonia, tonsil infections, just on antibiotics for the full 10-day cycle, and then Advil, Tylenol every 3 hours until his fever broke. So what I was seeing is that as he was growing older, the infections were not becoming less and less. His immune system was not getting stronger. It was actually becoming weaker, and he would get sick even more often. And then at the end of the bout of tonsillitis, I would look at all these bottles of chemical that I had pumped into his little body. And I thought, this doesn't feel right. So behind the scenes with him, outside of his tonsil infections, I was starting to see behavior issues. He was 4 years old. His attention span was not great. And I'm a teacher, so I was very concerned about that. And he was becoming aggressive with his little sister. And so I was just like, I got to get these tonsils taken out. I am certain it's because of all this junk I'm just pumping into his body. So naturally, I thought I would go to the doctor and get the tonsils removed. And that's when my friend Sandy just approached me with a little bit more persistence and just was like, you know, I do love Lincoln. And what if this would help? What if he didn't need to get his tonsils removed? And I thought, well, you know what, to get her off my back and also to prove that I don't need to do the surgery, or that I need to do the surgery, I'll give it a try. Within a couple weeks, he started fighting his own infections without any medical intervention. Of course, as a skeptic, I thought, oh, well, it's probably just a milder version of the flu this time. It probably wasn't a full-on tonsillitis case. Well, it's been 8 years now, you guys, and Lincoln has never taken antibiotics for a throat infection since we started. His behavior totally normalized. His attention span is totally normalized. I am so grateful that the company gave the product for free to me for children if I ordered. And that is the only reason that I'm here. Much like many of you in the chat, I've just noticed really minor things like feeling better, getting sick way less often. In fact, I very rarely get sick. Just more energy, hair, skin, nails, better sleep, that kind of stuff. Just a feeling of well-being is how I would say it. But the game changer for me has been my son and him not having to be on all of that stuff. His behavior and attention span have totally normalized. He is just an average, everyday, normal 12-year-old kid now. So it's just been an absolute game changer for us. So this is our customer appreciation night, and I'm going to share with you a little bit about how to take Juice Plus consistently, why you should be so excited that you either ordered recently or have been on the product for a while, and then we're going to do some draws at the end as our way to show you how much we appreciate you as a Juice Plus customer. I know that when I went to the first health talk about Juice Plus ever, I was just sitting there with goosebumps the entire time thinking, oh my goodness, like I had no idea. So that is why I'm excited about tonight. So basically Juice Plus in a nutshell is just 30 raw fruits and vegetables. You probably already watched a video about it or saw something about it, so I'm not going to go too much into it. It's in a capsule or a chewable. Adults can take either capsules or chewables. Kids can take either capsules or chewables. There's no special kids product. It's just the same exact product, except for kids take a little less under 13, or they take an adult dose at over 13. Okay, so this is what the capsules look like. There's a fruit, vegetable, and berry capsule there. That's what we call Juice Plus. This is our fruits and veggies. Then this is our plant-based vegan omega. So you can see the little nitrogen bubble in there. That's a natural way to preserve the omega. So this is a form of algae, and then plant oils that are cold pressed from the seeds. So raspberry seeds, sea buckthorn berry oil, that kind of stuff. So pomegranate oils and that kind of thing. So this is what we call our quad package. This is the premium package. If anyone is taking this, then they can get a child order for free. So if you don't have a child as a part of your order. You can add that after the fact if you have a grandchild or a neighbor or anybody else that you think would benefit from this product. They can get it for free. It's $2.50 extra just for the processing per month, but the product itself is completely free. And we call this the Healthy Starts for Families program. And basically, the reason we give the product for free is because we want families to be able to be on this product together. Okay. I think someone's unmuted. You might want to just check just in case it's you. Okay, so that's what we call Juice Plus. The other product that we have is our Tower Garden. So our Tower Garden is a vertical aeroponic growing system. There's no dirt. In the basin of this tower, there's just water and earth mineral tonics. And the water gets pumped up the tower middle, and then inside it drizzles that tower tonic and water mix over the roots, and it alternates air, water, air, water. That's why we call it an aeroponic growing system. These things grow like a weed. I will show you a little picture of mine. So basically this is butter crunch lettuce that we pulled off for supper. I have a family of 6 children. It's a blended family, so they're not always here at the same exact times, but sometimes they are. And this little tower home unit grows in my pantry and keeps up to us. So I love it. We just had a fresh salad tonight. It's amazing having garden fresh produce right out of your pantry or underneath your stairs. It doesn't need any light because it comes with an LED light grow set. So that is our Tower Garden. And then we only have one other product line, and it's our complete protein line. So this comes in the form of bars or shakes. And basically it's vegan, plant-based protein. So the chocolate tastes like kind of a weaker chocolate milk, and the vanilla tastes like white cake. These are incredible. I personally like just using the chocolate shaken up with a plant milk, so oat milk or almond milk. Shake it up with that, with some ice in there, and it tastes amazing. My kids call it chocolate milk. They've been having one every morning for breakfast. My son just told me the other day that it fills him up for way longer than a bowl of cereal, which is awesome for him. Plus it's got things like, look at some of these ingredients: broccoli sprouts, radish sprouts, alfalfa sprouts, chickpea powder. Like, I mean, all these superfoods inside of this plant-based protein that's totally healthy and safe for children. And I love knowing that they're getting brain food rather than, you know, just ground up cereal. Like, I just love it. With the complete shakes, you guys might be curious about this actually. We run a program called the 10-Day Shred. And I don't think anyone's too interested in doing it in like closer to Christmas, but sometimes people do it before Christmas to get ready so that they feel like they're going in pretty healthy. We definitely get the biggest shred group we ever get in January. And that's because people want to get their cravings back on track. So this is not a weight loss program. It is a microbiome cleanse. Really simple though. That sounds really complex, but it's just super simple. You take 2 shakes a day, you take your capsules, and you avoid gluten, dairy, alcohol, and caffeine for 10 days. That's it, just one weekend. And you cleanse your gut. And what happens is it starves out the bad side of the gut and it repopulates the good side of the gut, the healthy side of the gut that craves fruits and vegetables. And then that way it gets your cravings back in check. So for me, when I come off Christmas, I don't know about you guys, but I am like wined out, like from drinking wine. I mean, I have had way too many sweets. I'm back and forth from high fat stuff to back to salty to sweet to salty to sweet. And this is the only thing that I know to do to get my cravings back on track. So if you're interested in that at all and you have some shakes, you're welcome to shred with us at any time. It is an incredible shake powder and so nutrient dense. So here's an example of some of the results from people doing the shred. The left is actually me. So I had 2 kids close together and that was really tough on my body. Although I was happy at that weight, I definitely noticed a huge difference when I started shredding, 3 to 4 times a year, just keeping my cravings on track. I just noticed that my metabolism normalized. And then on the right is our friend Jessica. Some of you might know her. And this is her results from using the shred program. And again, it's not a weight loss program, but when we normalize that microbiome and cleanse it out, it quite often can be a side effect. So for those of you guys who don't know, Juice Plus is the most thoroughly researched nutritional product in the entire world. What's really cool about that is that no one will ever be able to compete with this amount of research. It's been around for almost 30 years now. And we've got 40 published clinical research studies that are double-blind, placebo-tested, gold standard, peer-reviewed research. If you're not a research science mind like me and you don't care about all those details, just know that the researcher did not know who was taking Juice Plus, and neither did the participants. They took pills that all looked the same. And then they just took blood work. And they looked at the blood work and they saw some really cool stuff. I'm going to do a brief overview of some of the things that they saw from our research, which for me blows me away. Like, I'm a lifer. No matter if I did this business or not, I would never, ever go off this product. Okay, so Juice Plus has 4 different research studies that prove that it helps healthy function of the immune system. So what this means is it actually will strengthen the side of the immune system that is responsible for fighting viruses and bacteria and things like that, by bringing up things like T cells. So T cells are like our military, like they march around and they get those things out of your body that are not supposed to be there, like viruses and bacteria. And actually people that have been on Juice Plus for 2.5 months have a 30% increase in T cells, which is awesome, especially these days. We're all very aware of how well our immune system is functioning. What I love about Juice Plus, because it is just fruits and vegetables, there's no super duper booster in here, it's just food, is that it actually balances the immune system out. So if you or anyone you know is struggling with an autoimmune disease, it will not boost that side of your immune system. In fact, it calms down the B cells. So if you are one that has been struggling with an autoimmune disease, that means your body has been attacking itself because there's too many B cells that get way too excited. So basically what they've shown in the research is that Juice Plus brings those B cells down and calms them down, which is incredible for autoimmune diseases. And that leads me to my friend Donna's story. She's got an autoimmune disease of her digestive tract. On the left is her before photo, and she was so thin that they were actually concerned she would not survive the life-saving surgery she needed. It's just like so hard to even talk about, because I mean, you can see how unwell she was here and how scared she was. Ooh, sorry, emotional. On the right, though, is her after photo. So what happened as she started to take Juice Plus, and she did have to take it very slowly because her autoimmune disease is of the digestive tract, so it really would reject vegetables. So we started her so carefully with the vegetable, and it took a long period of time to get her started. But she has had such a transformation of her health. Her hair stopped falling out. She stopped having issues with her teeth simply because her body started getting nutrition. Her skin, I mean, look at how healthy she is and happy on the right-hand side. I just absolutely love Donna's story. And again, Juice Plus is not it's not a promise to fix anything, but when it balances out that immune system, things like this can happen. And Donna has been in many long remissions since she's found Juice Plus, and is just an avid raving fan of the product. So if you know anyone who has an autoimmune disease, I always say it's worth a try. What if it would be the thing that could help? Okay, so we have 12 publications that shows it reduces oxidative stress. So I won't get too nerdy or detailed here, but basically, if you guys have ever sat around a campfire, you know that when a log is burning, it's not a complete pure burn. Like it's not just heat that comes out of the log, right? We've got smoke and we've got sparks. Well, in the body, when we burn a calorie, the same thing happens. So we're burning calories even just sitting here. All of you are burning calories right now. And as you're burning those calories, there is sparks and smoke happening inside your body in the form of what we call free radicals. And free radicals, they are actually really radical. They're like very reactive little particles, and they attach to cells because they're not stable by themselves. And when they attach to them, they cause damage. They cause DNA damage. They're just wreak all kinds of havoc inside the body. And when they get too out of control, we go into something called oxidative stress. Here's what you need to know about oxidative stress. It will show up wherever your genetic weakness is. So my son and myself, our genetic weakness is our tonsils. And so when we go through oxidative stress, it shows up in our throat. More seriously, in my family, our oxidative stress shows up as cancer. So when I went to this one talk and he was explaining oxidative stress, he said, it is your genetics that load the gun for you for sure, but it's your lifestyle that pulls the trigger. And that really resonated with me. Like, I don't want to pull the trigger on cancer. So what he said is the best way to avoid expressing your genetic weakness is to reduce your oxidative stress. He said there's nothing else in the marketplace that has been proven to reduce oxidative stress other than Juice Plus, simply because it's food. So if we could eat 30 raw fruits and vegetables every single day, then yes, we would see our oxidative stress come down like crazy. What's really cool about these 12 studies is that the average reduction in oxidative stress after a month of taking the product was 70%. Like, that's the average. Some people had 0% oxidative stress at the end of 1 month on this product. I can't get over this. For me, this is why it's become a passion of mine to get my family and my loved ones to eat this product, because I don't want them to express any genetic weakness. And if we can get their oxidative stress down, which the research proves we do, then they've got a better chance. And that is how I feel about that. We've got 18 publications showing that basically you're not peeing this out and it's not getting flushed down the toilet, literally. If you've ever taken a multivitamin, you might notice that your pee turns bright yellow. That's your body not knowing what it is. Isolated fragmented vitamins are not recognizable to the body. An apple has 10,000 phytonutrients in it. Vitamin C is one of those phytonutrients. So if you fragment that and isolate it, our body doesn't really know what it is because it's not with the other 9,999 friends that it normally shows up with. So we do absorb some of it, but a lot of it is excreted. Whereas with Juice Plus, it's in its whole food form. It's just ground up fruits and vegetables that are vine ripened. There's very, very low temperatures applied. So this is live, raw food in a capsule. And so this research just shows that they took blood and they're like, yep, we see it showing up in the blood work, just like an apple would, just like a carrot would, just like fruits and vegetables would. We have 9 publications showing that it helps cardiovascular wellness. We have seen blood pressure of both kinds normalize, so high blood pressure coming down, low blood pressure coming up. It increases artery elasticity, which is so good because when those arteries harden up and they go into spasm, that's the kind of thing that will lead to heart attacks. So they did a research study on high-fat breakfast, and people taking Juice Plus had 98% less spasm in their artery after eating the high-fat breakfast. Whereas the other people, their arteries went from this size down to half as big after eating the breakfast sandwiches. So that for me is huge. My dad is on this product because of this research. I basically just told him, it's non-negotiable for me. You need to be on this product. One of his close friends had just had a heart attack, and I went to a health talk and heard this, and I was like, Dad, this is a non-negotiable for me. And thank God he's been on the product for 8 years. We've got 3 publications that shows it protects DNA. So remember, there's no free radicals or way less free radicals in your blood. So we're having a lot less DNA damage, which is great because you don't want to photocopy those bad copies. When we do that, all kinds of things can show up, like aging, things like flipping the cell on accidentally. So reproducing out of control. As you guys know, that would be what causes tumors in our body. So we don't want any of that DNA damage. And the less we have, the better. And it's been shown in 3 different publications that we reduce DNA damage, which is huge. 3 publications showing that it reduces inflammation. This is the silent inflammation. I'm not talking about a twisted ankle that hurts. That's acute inflammation. What this is the kind of inflammation that leads to heart attacks, the silent inflammation inside your body. So I love knowing that this is reduced. So a lot of you guys said, I haven't noticed much so far. Just know that this is what's happening inside your body, that silent reduction of inflammation, that cardiovascular well-being. Like, you can't feel that stuff. So I just am so excited for you guys having started the product. And then we have 2 publications showing that it improves skin health. So I do love this. The first Juice Plus event I ever went to, I honestly was like, why is everybody so glowy and happy? And I didn't realize that they looked so glowing because they actually had more microcirculation, like more veins and capillaries in their skin than most people. So when you go on Juice Plus, right away your skin will get more dense, so the pores and fine lines will show less. It also gets thicker, so it's healthier, and then it also gets 30% more circulation in it. Which is why Juice Plus people have that healthy glow. And honestly, I was annoyed at first, you guys, because I was such a skeptic, and I'm like, oh, what else is this product good for? Like, this is ridiculous. But then I realized, oh, it's just those 30% extra capillaries inside the skin. That makes sense to me why somebody would have that healthy flush. We also notice all kinds of health benefits to the skin with people struggling with things like acne. So this is our friend Jackie, and what a transformation her skin went through when she went on this product. I'm so happy for her, because I know that our face is the first thing we present to the world, and it's so painful when we feel that, you know, it's not representative of who we are and how happy we are, etc. And sometimes people get fixated on that. So I'm just so happy for anybody who has a skin result. But I want you to remember that skin is just the biggest organ of the body, right? Like, so if skin is getting healthy, that means your stomach, your liver, your kidney, your lungs, like all of those things within your body are getting the same nutrition and experiencing the same results. It's just that the skin is what we can see on the outside. So just know that this is the last thing to get nutrition is the skin. But if it's getting nutrition to this level, then you know your insides are really doing well. This is my friend's baby, and he had such bad eczema, you guys. When she would take him out of his crib in the morning, there would be blood all over the sheets. He was so sore and in so much pain. They had tried every cream on the market. They had been to doctor after doctor, and finally she got to talk to a Juice Plus doctor, because she was actually taking Juice Plus and nursing in the top photos. But the doctor that knows about Juice Plus said, oh, double up. What's happening is your body is using the nutrition from the adult dose you're taking, and you're going to need extra to go into your breast milk. She started doubling up, and within 3 weeks, this is what his skin looked like. Isn't that absolutely incredible, coming through the breast milk? I just love this story. Thank goodness they were both so happy, obviously, because this poor little guy was in so much pain. And this is a great before and after again of that eczema type rash. Again, eczema is a type of autoimmune disorder where the body is attacking the skin. So we see the immune system just calming down in these photos. And then here's a before and after, 6 weeks on Juice Plus, and this is an example of psoriasis and Juice Plus. So again, if you're trying to address something pretty pesky like this, talk to the person who got you started, and we will amp up your dosage slowly over time. It usually is going to take more than just an adult dose for these kinds of skin issues, but I love showing this because this is what can happen on the outside of the body. So again, it's really safe to say that this is what can happen on the inside of the body. Okay, I'm going to stop my screen share here for a minute. One of the most common things, and one of the things I love talking about on this call, is how to swallow the capsules. So I don't know if anyone on here can relate to struggling with swallowing capsules. Some people are fine, like they just put the 18 of them in their mouth and swallow them down. I am not one of those people. I had a few episodes where they got stuck and my eyes were watering and I was gagging over the sink, and I started dreading taking it every day, although I had been to enough health talks that I struggled through it all that time, until I met a nurse who taught me how to swallow capsules properly. So she told me that typically when you're drinking, the natural reflex is to tip your head back because you're tipping the water into your mouth. What happens when we go like this is it closes up the throat. So the throat actually goes like this. So you have less space for the capsules to go down. So she said what you need to do is put the capsules in your mouth, swish around a little bit of water, and actually before you swallow, tip your head down and swallow. And what happens when you tip your head down is it just opens up the throat just like that, and they fly right back like a bite of food. The other tip that she gave me is don't swallow one at a time. It has to resemble a bite of food for you. Your mouth will not gag. It's the normal thing. Think about chewing up a bite of pizza. We swallow a big amount in our mouth and it doesn't gag us. So I tried it near the sink just to be safe, and it's been a game changer. So I'm going to take my omegas right now. I take my omegas at night because omegas actually help with melatonin production. I saw somebody talk about this. If you're on our omega and you don't take it at night, you need to try it. So now I take them. The bottle is actually by my sink upstairs with a cup. I take my capsules. I'm taking 3 tonight. I have been for a while, actually. I just like it. And you don't need to, though. The dosage is 2, but I like to get a little bit extra. And so I'm just going to take a sip of water because I've been talking, so my mouth is dry. Put the capsules in my mouth. And it's just like the easiest thing. Honestly, it's changed my life because when you're taking the quad, you take 2 of each, right? So that's 8 capsules a day. So yeah, it's just been a game changer. A lot of times people come on these calls and they say, my kids will not eat the chewables. Here's my tip for any kids that are struggling with the chewables. there are two things. The first thing I would try is taking a red and a green chewable and squishing them together and making your kid eat them at the same time. That mix of flavors is a lot more palatable for them. The second option, if they're just being absolutely stubborn, is to show them, okay, well, because kids love choices. So you can have this or you can have this. So you put the green chewables beside a big plate of vegetables of equivalent value and just let them choose. Usually I've never heard of a kid, actually, maybe some of them would choose all the veggies, I don't know, but usually they'll go for the two little chewables there because they don't want to worry about all of that right then. Definitely we don't want to train them that that's all they ever have to eat. You can do your food battles at supper too, of course. And then if that is not working and your last resort, I would say you can take the capsules and open them up into applesauce or put them in a shake or into yogurt, and they can just eat them. And that would be my last resort because it's a little harder to stay consistent with in terms of remembering to do that every day or having the substance that you put them in every day. So definitely try to fight with the chewables first, see if you can get those done. I just want to make sure I didn't forget anything tonight. Oh, if you haven't already been added by your person who got you started on Juice Plus, we have a group called the Synergy Experience. It is a wonderful group where we do lots of added value. We interview people in there. We have free calls in there. We have lots of great recipes and things like that. So definitely make sure you've gotten added to our TSE group. And oh, complete ideas. So I did start by telling you guys I do like drinking my chocolate just with the milk and shake it up. What I love doing with my vanilla shake is making a real smoothie out of it. So I load that because the vanilla shake is so good. It tastes like white cake. So you can load it up with all kinds of stuff like kale, spinach, whatever. Like I've heard of people using frozen broccoli out of the fridge, whatever you've got. You just throw that in there, put something good like frozen berries or banana or something like that, and then just a little splash of cranberry juice, and that gives it that yogurt zing that you get at Booster Juice, and that is one of my favorite, hands down, all-time shakes. Anyone who's ever had it loves it. So that's my complete ideas. You can also use them to put into energy bites. If you guys need some good recipes, you'll find those in the TSE. Just search complete recipes or energy balls, and you'll see a ton of them in there. And then the last thing I wanted to show you guys was just how our discount works. You can just be a customer, that's totally cool, but lots of people are interested in potentially trying out the discount. So basically how it works is you would pay $52 once per year, and through that you start getting a discount on your own order. But right now I really feel like it's valuable to know that if you get 3 customers, you get a paycheck of $300. So during this time, a lot of people are very interested in this, especially after coming to a call like this and thinking, wow, like my mom, my dad, my neighbors, my sister-in-law, so if this is interesting, there's no monthly minimum. So you don't have to do this every month or anything like that. You just get those few customers and then you just collect the discount. So you get a one-time payment of $300 for 3 customers. And then it levels out to a different smaller monthly amount. I think it's like $20 a month you'll continue to get as a discount. For 9 customers, you get $1,000. And then if you ever were able to, and lots of people do this, basically go out and find two people that would like to also get 9 customers below you, so team members, and they get 9 customers each. That means you're a sales coordinator and you'll get another $1,500 for that. And at that level, you would be earning $500 a month. So I like to show that option because that's how easy it would be to generate a residual income of $500 a month. I know that would make a big difference for a lot of households. So it is always on my heart to share that option as well. So just to be clear about that, that means you went out and got 9 customers and then found 2 people below you and they found 9 customers each. And now you're collecting $500 a month. You've made $1,000 plus $1,500. So I'll just stop the share there. Again, you don't have to do the discount, but if you want to, just let us know. We're a really cool community. We always just love getting together. It's really positive. We're very personal growth minded. Lots of books that we recommend and lots of videos in the team page. And it just really is a really cool community that you can hook into during times like this and during any time of life. It's nice to be a part of a community like this. So without further ado, that is what I have for you guys tonight. And I think that we will do the draw. If you guys, is there any questions or anything in the chat, Sandy, or are we good?
No, there's no questions in the chat.